Angry guy here. And today I want to discuss why millennials are Generation 4. So today I want to discuss why millennials are Generation Poor. If you search on YouTube for millennials, if you type in the word millennials, one of the first things that actually comes up in the suggested field is millennials are poor. Okay? And it is really unfortunate. It's very sad. But as I mentioned, millennials are actually the largest group right now in the United States that are becoming homeless. So they're actually contributing the most to the homeless population than any other group. And a lot of researchers, many of these boomers, are asking why don't they just live with their parents like other millennials do? And some can't seem to realize that may simply not be an option. Not everyone can just live with their parents. It doesn't work like that. Millennials aren't post-consumerist, they're just poor, fed fines. Guys, I want you to think about this, that when they're going to call it a recession, but when the great global economic crisis finally takes hold and the boomers begin losing their houses and their apartments where the millennials are living, the millennials are going to end up, those millennials are also going to end up homeless. Because if they can't live with their parents, they're not going to have anywhere else to live. Can't live with their parents, can't live with friends. Where do you go? The typical millennial prefers a walkable neighborhood to a McMansion, a sustainable environment to a shiny new car, a lifetime of experiences to a cornucopia of consumer goods. She is an anti-materialist urbanite who's too woke for the American nightmare of a single-family suburban home, fully stocked 2-car garage, and steady appreciating for a 1K. Or at least this was the picture of Generation Y that emerged from a thousand think pieces over the past decade, each framed around some definition featured of a millennial middle-class American life that millennials had just put to death. And yet, to the extent that these narratives were grounded in verifiable facts, they hinged on highly dubious extrapolations from consumer data. Millennials aren't accruing as many cars, houses, and savings accounts as their forebears. Ergo, they aren't a generation of post-consumer risk bohemians. Some millennials preferred a competing theory. Maybe Generation Y was just broke. And now economists from the Federal Reserve have proven the latter camp right. In a report titled "Are Millennials Different?", the central bank reports that the answer to the query is yes and no. Millennials do not appear to have preferences for consumption that differ significantly from those of earlier generations, but they are less well off than members of earlier generations were when they were young, with lower earnings, fewer assets, and less wealth. And this, the expert economist explained, causes millennials to buy less stuff. You have less money, you buy less stuff. Think about it. More specifically, millennials had the misfortune of entering the labor market in an economic era defined by stagnant working class wages, rising higher education costs, a crisis of housing affordability, and, of course, a great recession followed by a historically lackluster recovery. All of this has depressed rates of home ownership among millennials relative to Generation Y and the boomers, and it has almost certainly led to the younger generation to purchase fewer cars than it would have were it a financially secure as its predecessors. That said, the Fed report suggests that millennial carlessness has been greatly exaggerated. Previously, commentators had observed that the age of the average car buyer was rapidly rising, while millennials were spending far less on transportation than previous generations had at their age, and concluded that Generation Y was buying very few cars. In reality, the former stat simply reflects the fact that wealthy Aging boomers are buying more cars than older Americans. Wow. Than older Americans used to. Young Americans, meanwhile, are buying cars at roughly the same rate they did in 2005. And although millennials are spending less on transportation, so is everyone else in the US, perhaps because cars are built a bit better than they used to be, and or because the cost of building them have declined in tandem with organized labor in American manufacturing. As the Atlanta's Derek Thompson notes, the Fed's findings lends credence to one popular narrative of millennial uniqueness, that they have exceptionally left-leaning political views. That assessment was already supported by reams of survey data, but the fact that generation-wise aberrant skepticism about capitalism is ostensibly a reflection of their material conditions suggests that millennials' progressive inclinations will prove durable. A less encouraging takeaway is that millennials are eager to adopt extravagantly carbon-intensive lifestyles of their parents and are likely to do so the moment we do something to alleviate their economic woes. The Fed's findings on this front are consistent with other research. A 2015 National Association of Home Builders survey found that 66% of millennials aspired to live in the suburbs, while just 10% preferred life in a city center. And a 2017 report from Harvard Joint Center of Housing Studies also found that millennials have no peculiar affection for urban living, which is too bad, since steadily expanding suburban sprawl and developing an ecologically sustainable American economy are almost certainly mutually exclusive goals. There's reasons to think that millennials will continue to vote for left-wing candidates as they age and perhaps accrue more capital. But there's also cause for doubting that those candidates will make urbanization a marquee piece of their climate agendas. So basically, millennials are just generation broke right now. Okay? That's the generation. They are. Millennials are generation broke. They have very little income. They can't afford to live on their own. Their wages are not increasing. And like I said, the last recession that never actually ended, it crippled millennials. Okay, this next one, it's going to basically finish us off. All right, those of us that are not making preparations, those of us that are not investing, those of us that are not buying crypto, yeah, that's good. That's pretty much it. This next recession is just gonna finish us off. That's all there is to it. It's going to finish us off. That's it. All right. Guys, don't forget that we have a sale going on cryptomoney.academy right now. All courses are $99. Sale ends on July 1st. And we just put out 2 brand new courses, converting cryptocurrencies without using an exchange and how to turn your cryptocurrency into cash quickly. All right. So for those of you that want to learn how to basically take your crypto, and you'll know the most common methods for cashing out crypto. You'll learn the advanced methods for cashing out your crypto. You'll also learn how to lock in the value for your crypto to prevent changes in price and value. And you'll know what cash alternative options exist for cashing out of your crypto. And with this other course, converting cryptocurrencies without using an exchange, a lot of people don't realize that you can actually convert your cryptocurrencies without using an exchange and save without using traditional exchanges and save tons of money this way and take a lot of the headache out of it. All right. So, and you can do this with around 300 coins right now. This course, you're going to learn coin conversion methods that don't utilize a traditional exchange. You're going to get converting Bitcoin and altcoins without using a traditional exchange. You're going to learn how to avoid losing your cryptocurrency, because a lot of people are going through that right now because they don't know. All the other courses are on sale as well. How to time the crypto market and make massive profit. How to take profit from cryptocurrency and not lose your entire investment. How to get tons of valuable cryptocurrency for free without mining or paying for it. Mastering the Ethereum blockchain. How to choose and invest in altcoins that will increase by 10% by 10 times to 1,000 times or more. Like I said, guys, Right now, the millennials are in a complete dire situation. As you can see here, millennials are killing countless industries, but the Fed says it's mostly just because they are poor. Okay, mostly because they're poor. Millennial spending habits have wreaked havoc on companies from golf equipment makers to razor manufacturers. However, a new study from the Federal Reserve found that millennials are similar to earlier generations, except for one factor, that they have much less money than Gen Xers and baby boomers had when they were young. Millennials are less well off than members of earlier generations were when they were young, with lower earnings, fewer assets, and less wealth, the study said, adding conditional on their age and other factors. Millennials do not appear to have preference for consumption that differ significantly from those of earlier generations. Millennials are just broke. Millennials are just flat out broke. Why aren't millennials spending? They're poorer than previous generations, Fed says. All right, guys, it's not a joke, okay? You need to start learning how to invest. You need to start buying up some crypto. Don't forget, you can find links to cryptomoney.academy in the description of the video. Because as I've said before, we're out of time. Okay, we're out of time. There's no more time to second guess things. There's no more time to second guess yourself. Now is the time to begin investing. Dr. Bigtal is saying hello. Angry, got the course. Tim just picked up one of the courses. Good job. Turn into cash course. Very good, bro. Very good. Darkman said, oh, do you think I can become a millionaire if I invest $1,000 in crypto? Yes. Dr. McDowell, you can't. $1,000 in crypto. Okay, so you just asked a very good very good question. All right. Can you become a millionaire if you invest $1,000 in crypto? If you want to make tens of thousands of dollars, if you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can do that. If you want to become a millionaire in crypto, if you want to become a crypto millionaire, your strategy has to be different, okay? You cannot utilize the same strategy to become a crypto millionaire that you are currently using to invest in cryptocurrency. I'm telling you right now, all right? So for example, this course teaches you how to choose and invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times or more. But I want you to look at the curriculum, all right? Lesson 3 in section 2 is how to become an altcoin millionaire, all right? This is very, very important because the process of becoming a millionaire is different than the process of accruing lots of wealth, okay? So you can accrue tens of thousands of dollars, okay, by investing in coins that are going to increase by 10 times to 1,000 times in value. But if your actual goal is to become a millionaire, then there are specific things that you have to do to ensure that. Right now, we're literally at the beginning of the bull run. Bitcoin is over $9,000 right now. Last I looked, it was like $9,200. It jumped by like $500 or $700 in just the last 12 hours. So yeah, I mean, for those of you that think this is a game, I kept telling you it's not a game. It's not a game, all right? And guys, enjoy like I said, take full advantage of the flash sales because they're going to be over. There's not going to be as many of these coming in the next month because honestly, there's going to be such rapid purchasing that it just doesn't make sense. All right. I mean, I'll still try to do one here and there, but like I said, right now, take advantage of the flash sale. Take advantage of them. Get the courses at this course, how to invest and choose altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times. This course is how much is it? This is $299. This course is $299. You can get it for $99 right now. Okay. Like I said, don't screw around. Don't screw around. It's really, really serious. This is where we're at. This is the writing is on the wall. And if you want to avoid a situation where you're stuck in poverty, where you're going to end up trapped in poverty, then you need to start learning this. Also, this course, the how to get tons of valuable cryptocurrency for free without mining or paying for it. This is a $200 course. You can get that for $99. You need to know these things. You need to understand how these things work so that you can prepare yourself so that you can survive in this. Mocking Moniker says, what if America switches to crypto and devalues the dollar completely, then pays their trillions of debt with worthless money? I'll tell you something very interesting, Mocking Moniker. Back in, maybe you know this, once upon a time, and this happened in the last 100 years, I believe, the United States, our money was backed by silver. In fact, maybe you've seen some of those bills that says, like, you can basically this bill is equivalent to silver. You can take it, and basically back in those days, you can take the paper money to a bank and you could actually convert it to silver, and they'd give you silver at a bank. Well, the United States obviously had a large debt that they owed to France because France had the largest silver reserves in the world at the time. So what did the president at that time do? Because, you have a lot of outstanding debt to France because they're the ones who have to back they're the ones who have to back your money. So basically all your silver comes from them. So what did the president do? The president said, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to do away with that system. And instead of your money being backed by silver, now it's just going to be backed by goodwill. And they wiped out the debt that they owed to France instantly, but at the same time made the value of American currency only as valuable as people believe in it. If people stop believing in the value of currency, of US currency, fiat currency, it becomes completely valueless. All right? Look at Venezuela. The Bolivar experienced something like, I think it was 100,000 times hyperinflation. Okay? The biggest problem is that they can just keep printing more and more money, which is what they did in Venezuela. They began printing more and more money, but this money that they were printing was not being printed in relation to economic growth. It was actually related to economic failure, all right? And the more money they printed, the less valuable the money became, until it became literally valueless. It has less value than the paper that it's printed on. That's bad. Mocking says it well in the chat. Crypto is trustless, which makes it very safe. It enhances its utility. Correct. And also, it's limited in supply. Okay? It's limited in supply, and you can't just go around making more of it unless that's how the contract is designed. And by the way, people can see that and then realize, yeah, this is not something that I want to be a part of. For example, you'll know right off the bat, is this something that that they can make more of? Then why wouldn't they just make more of it? Now, think about that carefully. People investing in crypto don't want to go and invest in a cryptocurrency potentially that the people who make it can just make more of, right? Because they realize that it'll just end up losing its value because they can just print more. One of the reasons why it's so valuable is because it's limited in supply. And yet people use the US dollar and fiat currencies all over the world that the government just prints more of. They just keep printing more and more of it. It's not limited in supply. There's an infinite amount of money, of paper money that can essentially exist when you think about it. All right. I want to say finite, but technically it's infinite. It is infinite. It is infinite because they make it up out of thin air. They make it up out of thin air. Money, they never have to stop going. They can always say, yeah, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. They just make it up. They just tell you there's more in existence. Oh, here's some more money. Here's some more money. They just print more and more money. And the money isn't backed by gold. It's not backed by silver. It's backed by it's backed by goodwill. All right? That's all it's backed by. If people stop believing in the money, then it goes down in value. Then it loses its value. And if they when that happens, what governments do, like Venezuela, is they just start trying to print more to offset the losses, and they don't seem to understand That just results in hyperinflation as the value of the money goes down even further. And then people start shifting to alternative currencies, just like in Venezuela. What they did was they shifted straight to Bitcoin to buy food, to survive. Tim says, Angry, if I make a game based on cryptocurrency education, but with the cool gameplay and give knowledge, would you want to be a part of it? Yeah, dude, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Making a game about cryptocurrency, that would be awesome. I would definitely consider being a part of that. Mocking Moniker says, paper money can use any denomination. You can make a Googleplex bill. A Googleplex bill. Dr. McDowell says, what's your opinion on Grin Coin? First time I've seen it. Well, I may have actually, I feel like I've seen seen that symbol. Okay. But if I don't know, if it's something that I don't recognize right off the bat, then I'm kind of like, yeah, probably isn't like, it's not so special. But I mean, if you're on Patreon, you can always, if you're on Patreon and you're on the $30 tier above, you can always just message me and I'll do an evaluation of the coin for you. So that's one thing I can, like, you can have me do that for you, evaluate it if you're on the $30 tier or higher. And you can find a link to my Patreon description in the video. Like I said, guys, these courses are on sale, $99.99. Get them while you can. Start investing in crypto. Don't waste your time. Dr. McDowell says, only 13 million in supply. I don't trust Grincoin. It sounds like Grinch, doesn't it? XLM has the potential to increase 100 times. So Stellar is not a bad coin. I don't think it definitely has a lot of potential to increase much more than it is right now. I'm actually going to go look at Stellar and look at the actual potential, and I'll let you guys. I'll potentially share that with you. Mocking says, I have a business idea for you. You can franchise your business. Send me an email, Mocking, or if you're still on Patreon, send me a message. Let me see here. As like I said, we're going to witness the biggest transfer of wealth in the history of the world. The biggest transfer of wealth is going to happen in this big crypto move. And the irony is that the people who are going to be buying in, those are the people, especially like the boomers, who are going to be transferring that wealth. And they're going to be transferring it to people like me. And the funny thing is, like I said, I'm going to be selling my crap coins for highly inflated amounts of money, ridiculous amounts of money, when this is happening, and people who have been sitting on their hands are going to be buying them, especially those that don't know how to evaluate coins to determine if they have value or not. Anyway, guys, let me know what you've been doing, if you're investing, what your investments are, and what you think about the millennials being, generation poor or generation broke, the brokest generation in modern history, broker than every living generation and every living generation before them, and many other generations before them, period. I mean, like, this generation is really, really bad. Like, the level of poverty is seen among millennials right now is something that it's frightening, in the sense that I don't even know, you did not really witness this level of poverty. Like, you'd have to go back to the Great Depression, and even during the Great Depression, the millennial, people that age, they were living with their parents. They had family, or there was something. I don't know. It's just really, really bad right now. We're in pretty bad shape. We're in pretty bad shape, and that's why I told you guys, I take like every available dollar that I don't need for food, to pay my rent, to cover basic living costs, and it's in crypto. It's in crypto, because I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing wrong with being scared. It's what's wrong is if you just don't react to that. Okay, you don't do anything with that fear. And if you guys aren't afraid right now, then I don't know what's gonna wake you up. I mean, like I said, FEMA camps, homelessness, that'll wake a lot of people up, honestly, it's hard. I say wake a lot of people up, but the thing is, when you're hungry and you're homeless, you feel tired, you can barely stay awake. It's rough. Dr. Big Dog says, I feel like buying $130 of XLM. Timothy says, angry, I have one Bitcoin cash. Should I cash it out at Christmas or let it remain? I would say cash it out at Christmas. Cash it out at Christmas. Cash it out at Christmas because the markets are going to take a dip probably in again, just based on seasonal norms. January, February. I mean, it could always be different, but I would cash it out, and I would cash it out in December. If you know, tradition is, if tradition continues, then one Bitcoin cash to be going for like $2,000, $3,000, maybe $5,000. I would just cash the whole thing out and then wait for the markets to dip again, and then buy some more during the dip, and buy some more during the dip, and then wait for that to increase again. Sonny 12681 says Generation Poor has a socialist mindset. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Don't forget you can find links to cryptomoney.academy to take a course. In the description of the video, all courses are on sale for $99.99 right now, and we have 2 new courses out there for you. Dr. McDowell says, so the bull run will continue until winter, right? Oh gosh. Listen, you don't understand, do you, Dr. McDowell? The actual bull run itself is going to take place over multiple years. But the key to benefiting from the bull run is there's going to be peaks, there's going to be ups and downs. And the problem is that a lot of people are going to be investing when when everyone is buying. That's when a lot of people are going to start buying, and which is when they should be selling. And when everyone is selling, that's when you should be buying. It's very unfortunate. It's like people just don't seem to understand how the market works and how to time the market to make money. Like I said, you can take one of the courses on that, because we have one course, how to time the crypto market and make money, because a lot of people don't understand that. I'm going to put out a new course for you, which is going to teach you how to apply Warren Buffett's investing principles, because that's how I invest. I actually invest using Warren Buffett's investing principles. And that has allowed me to make money investing and to understand how to invest. So I'm gonna put out a separate course for you guys, because there are some differences when they're applied to crypto. But I'm going to put out a separate course for you guys, teaching you how to utilize Warren Buffett's investing strategies to invest in crypto, and why it is very relevant. And you should see that. American X says buy low, sell high. That's a core principle. I mean, but that's what all investors should know. Unfortunately, the problem that arises is this: when everyone starts buying, right? For example, there's a coin and it's 10 cents a coin, and everyone's like, okay, let's go all buy, and everyone starts buying. It's only 10 cents, right? But the problem is that, if you go back a year ago or even a few months ago, the coin was going for like 0.0001, like it was going for a fraction of a penny. And so you're calling 10 cents cheap, but you should have invested in it when it was 100 to 1,000 times cheaper than it is at that point, and you would have maximized your profit by 100 to 1,000 times. And then you have all these people around you validating the idea that it's cheap, that don't know anything about crypto. You have to get in, like, you should have been stocking up before any major increases. Like I said, at $10,000, crypto is going to just basically go crazy. So yeah. Dr. McDowell says, yeah, a lot of millennials are very parasitic. The snowflake generation, so ashamed to be part of it. Bro, I'm telling you, all you can do is just take it in strides and make the best of it. Focus on yourself and don't worry about the other millennials, because that's all there is to it. Like, I don't have a collectivist mindset. It's me and God. I don't even like worry about my parents. My parents aren't worried about me, so I'm not even worried about my parents. That's as simple as that. Jim American says, I know, that's why I bought 3,500 Dodge. Dr. McTowell says, I bought 130,000 Dent coins at 0.001. Wish I could have bought way more. And the irony is, like, the joke, when the bull run hits, that's also during the bull run periods, that's one of the most dangerous times to start investing, because that's when all the scammers start popping up. And they're like, all these scammers popping up with a brand new project. They're like, oh, look, I have a brand new project for you. Oh my goodness. And yeah, guys, I'm telling you, that's how they get you, all right? And a seasoned investor, doesn't have to go to these like these new ICOs that are going to promise you that you're going to make all this money, because these projects are completely unproven. All right, they are completely unproven. Completely unproven. You've got to be kidding me. Dr. MGTOW says it. BitConnect, exactly. Mocking Moniker says, any news for Red Pill? A lot of work is happening with Red Pill. We're listed on two new exchanges over the last 2 months. Larger exchanges. We're working on circulation. We're working on the new browser. We're gonna hopefully we'll have a demo out soon for the new Red Pill browser. Well, the Red Galaxy, and that's it'll show you how the features work, and what makes it a great alternative to the Brave browser. So that's what's going on with that. I'm just working very hard. I put whatever money I can into the project, and whatever is left over, I put it into crypto. All right, guys. Like I said, you can find links to all the course in the description of the video. Love God, get money, and cheers.